What's going on, everyone? Thanks for joining us tonight. It's JD Temple from the Light of the Darkness, and I've got a very special guest with me tonight, my very, very, very good friend, the awesome sorcerer JS Garrett. What's going on, brother?
Oh, not much, brother. It's it's a pleasure to jump on here and do this with you this evening. We don't do this often enough. So yeah, I'm excited, man. It's gonna be some good stuff tonight. Good stuff for a lot of people.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I'm psyched out of my mind about it, man. I really am. And I've really been enjoying doing these live stream rituals that Orly and I have been working on a lot together. And it's just been very powerful. And I'm so glad that we're going to be able to do this together too. And just for everyone that's here in the chat, all the viewers, that bring us on your cast. So as people are coming in, what's up, Joseph Nunn? How you doing, man?
What's up, brother?
So what we're going to be doing then is, there's some people out there, even if you have not connected with Belial, or even if you have, either way, this can kind of be like a rededication thing for you if you've already connected with him. But what we're going to be doing is taking people's names that want to be included in this. And when JS and I are performing this rite on JS's end, he is going to write your name down on these little petitions, and he is going to include you in that. I guess you're going to be burning those. Is that correct?
Yes, I'm going to anoint them with frankincense oil as well as my own blood.
Oh, shit.
Burning those as an offering to also to send that energy to the person whose name is written on that piece of paper in order to connect them with the energies and the current of Belial. So yeah, you're definitely going to feel this.
And that's what we're looking for. I really want everyone that's present to really share in this powerful experience that JS and I are both going to be, undergoing in our own temples. And we want you to feel it in your temple or wherever you might be, whether you're laying in bed, relaxing, watching this, or whether you're going to be at your altar watching this. Either way, I'd recommend that once the time comes, get your favorite incense out, a candle, and kind of really make it a little more formal, a little ambiance, to kind of really connect with what we're doing. It's what we're going to do is after the podcast, after we've talked about what we want to talk about, we're going to have a brief intermission, 10 or 15 minutes at the most. So we're going to turn, thank you, Pam. Yeah, I like it too. We're going to turn our cameras and our mics off. You'll see my channel's logo on the screen. Just know that we'll be back, and as quickly as we can. We just want to get things set up, get our cameras readjusted, get the mic set up, have everything ready to go. We'll come back online, and then we're gonna one more time. We'll take some more names for petitions for anyone that was joining us late. And then we'll get down to it. So yeah, so that's how it's going to go. That's how we're going to fucking do it. So first of all, I wanted to, really kind of introduce JS. I know a lot of you out there are familiar with him because he's doing some amazing things. He's been doing some amazing things. He works with me through Become a Living God. We work together very closely, in our personal lives, kind of working to empower one another through his rite of deification, which is a service that he offers, which is extremely potent. I recommend that to anyone that, any of you magicians out there that really want to take your magic to the next level. I mean, it really is, like we said before, it's like magical steroids. And he's also involved in some other things too that he's going to talk about. He's got his own YouTube channel, which I have the link in the description for that. And now it's called Dove and Dagger. And I hope that all of you will subscribe to that channel because his content is fucking awesome, very original. And as you'll see, he's just a hell of a guy. I also want to mention really quickly before we get into that too, that, some other magicians out there, Joseph Nunn with Behemoth X Productions. Check his channel out. Subscribe to that. It's fucking amazing. Orly Stewart. She is freaking phenomenal. Check her channel out, and that's just her name, Orly Stewart. You know, check those channels out, and you know, you'll really be able to get some of the content that you're not getting here over there. But anyhow, JS, go ahead, man. If you wouldn't mind, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're involved in, your channel, your other ventures, and all that kind of stuff.
All right, yeah, well, cool. The YouTube channel is something that I just started. I've only got a couple of videos on there, and honestly, I'm still figuring out how YouTube works. It's kind of been a pain in the ass getting pictures to upload and whatnot. But I've got a couple of great interviews on there, one with Scarlett Ravenswood about tarot, and another one with Orly Stewart that's very good as well. And there will be a lot more content coming very soon. Another project that I'm working on is something that we just rolled out. This site was created and founded by S. Ben Kane, whom I'm assuming you all know of, and it's called From the Ashes Publishing. And that's really cool. It's another platform. We've got a YouTube interview series, and there are several great magicians that offer ritual for hire services on that website, and it's also a publishing company. So definitely check out FromTheAshesPublishing.com when you have a chance. The other platform that I work off of is BecomeALivingGod.com, where I offer the rite of deification, which you know, we won't go too in depth on that tonight because that is not what this podcast is about. But definitely check it out on the catalog. Read the description. That's something really cool for everyone across the board, but especially magicians. And I'll also be dropping another ritual this month called Astarte's Love Slave Spell, which that's really fucking cool. Very versatile, very powerful spell. You know, I've taken what would otherwise be considered simple folk magic, and by harnessing the power of blood sacrifice and spirit evocation, I've turned that into a wrecking ball that smashes through the barriers of even the hardest hearts to instill feelings of love, lust, and desire. So it's an excellent way to capture a lover of your choice, to manifest a new relationship, to mend a broken, doomed relationship or marriage. And it's also an excellent way to neutralize an enemy. You can get pretty creative with love magic, and sometimes a well-placed love spell can be a lot more effective than a curse. So definitely check that out. It'll be dropping this month. So
where is that going to be? Is that going to be on S. Ben's platform?
Well, I'm actually going to have two of them. They're similar but slightly different. One is on From the Ashes Publishing, and the other will be on BecomeALivingGod.com. So
okay, cool.
Definitely check those out.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm going to be adding another rite to their catalog as well. I'm going to be doing the Primordial Abundance of Mighty Jupiter money spell ritual that I'm going to be getting out on that in maybe the next 2 weeks.
Excellent.
So I'm excited about that too.
Yeah, which I've actually performed that spell, and dude, that's got to be one of the most powerful money spells that I've ever used. It's definitely yielded more results than the others that I've used, and it's something that it kind of builds momentum over time. You know, I've got the sigil and everything set up actually behind the laptop here, laid out just like it was when I performed it. And I come in here once a week and feed that sigil, and it continues to provide me with abundance and financial stability. So yeah, I think it's great that you're going to offer that to the rest of the world, man, because that's a hell of a rite that you were able to channel. And yeah, I definitely recommend that.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. I do. I really do. And there's, you know, kind of jogging my memory with everything here, kind of reminding me something that I wanted to incorporate in this podcast. You did have a pen and paper handy, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Now, if you would go ahead and pick a number between 1 and 66 and just write that down.
All right.
Don't tell us what it is.
Okay.
Okay, so what I'm going to be doing, I've done this before. I'm going to be giving away one free energy healing session or energy work session to one of you all. I'll have you guess numbers here in a minute, and whoever gets the number, whoever hits it spot on, we'll get it. So you can, everybody can guess several times. And I know I've done that for you on one occasion, JS. And would you mind, I guess, maybe just giving a brief synopsis of your experience with that, if you would?
Oh, yeah, not at all, man. No, that was really cool, man. You had also done a spirit binding for me, and during communing with that spirit, it suggested that I go ahead and have you do one of the healing rituals that you do, or healing sessions. And I normally don't let people work on me. I mean, you're one of the only people that I trust to do something like that for me. And I'm really glad that I did it, because the whole experience was phenomenal, dude. Like I went into like a total trance-like state that was just completely euphoric the entire time. And I couldn't tell if after the session, I couldn't tell if it had been, 30 minutes or 3 hours. Like it was like time did not exist in this state. And I could feel multiple spirits actually physically touching me, and the energy was just completely euphoric and amazing. And the issue that I was having you help me work on was a physical ailment. It was an injury, and the healing of that injury has dramatically increased. Not only did it alleviate all of the pain, like automatically, like the next day, I couldn't even tell that it was there. And since then, it has improved so dramatically that I don't even know how to explain it, because this is a hernia actually, and it's something that requires surgery in order to fix. So that was really incredible, dude. That was an extremely intense session, and I'm totally a believer after experiencing that in your healing services. So not many people have the will or desire to do healing work, and most of the people who do are extremely right-hand path, and people have very negative experiences and reactions from things like that normally. So the fact that you're able to approach healing from a left-hand path perspective and utilize that left-hand path energy current to do healing work is phenomenal. And yeah, I applaud you for that 100%. I've definitely gotten mind-blowing benefits from that, and I'll definitely be doing that again in the near future. So I highly recommend that.
Hell yeah, man. Thank you. I mean, it was a pleasure to do it, man. And, it was crazy because, you mentioned the spirits that were there. I could see all of them. And it was like, I think there were 3 of them, 3 or 4,
Yeah.
at least 3 of it. And it was the same spirits that you were sensing. And it was really freaking just a crazy synchronicity that we were both able to kind of sense the same thing that was going on. So that was pretty wild for me as well. Like it was a really, really cool session. And, it was one of those sessions too, that I was able to really go in to that trance state very deeply. Whereas with some people, when they are very closed off and they're kind of resisting and they're not open to it, I'm not really able to do that. And I'm kind of trying to break through that barrier the whole time. And it's, I'm not always able to do it if they really just won't relax and be open to it. But, yeah, man, like I'm glad that you allowed me to do that for you. And it's, it's a pleasure. I mean, it's something I love to do. And, with that being said, whoever would like to have a chance at winning one of these healing sessions with me, it'll be absolutely free. Go ahead and start picking numbers between 1 and 66. JS has a number. I don't know what it is. If somebody hits it, he'll let you know. You can guess more than once. So go ahead and start throwing some numbers out there. Wax on, wax off, motherfucker. That's right. Like, yeah. And thank you, Nicolene. I appreciate that compliment as well. But, anybody that's interested, go ahead and start guessing numbers. If nobody's interested, that's cool. Yeah, I understand. Not everybody wants people to work with their energy. All right, Pam says number 13. So we'll let you know. I'll read them out, and you just let me know if somebody hits it, okay?
Okay, absolutely.
Yeah. 52.
All right, so I'm assuming that whoever gets the closest, if no one hits the number dead on, will be the winner.
At some point, yeah. Usually somebody's going to hit it because they're keeping guessing. We got 33, 37, 12, 23, 44, another 44. Those motherfuckers know me. 37, 34.
No one has hit it yet.
11.
A lot of them are getting close, man.
11. Yeah, keep them coming, y'all.
Yeah, keep them coming.
Yeah, sounds like 19. 64. 53. 55. 666. 16. 16.
No one's hit it yet. They're all though. Yeah.
I think somebody's going to get it here. 11. I think, sorry, 64. 65.
Yeah, I'm really surprised no one's guessed that yet.
Yeah, 44, 37, 65, 1, 69. It only goes up to 66, guys. I'm sorry they were boring you, Juice Stewick. We'll be getting down to it in a minute, man. Hey, Darcy. Guess some numbers, Darcy. We're giving away a free healing session really quickly. 62, 10, 9, 56, 66, 6, 3, 36, 31.
Damn near every number except for the one I wrote down. That's funny at this point.
30 and 39 and 4, 31, 29, 48, 27, 28. Somebody will get it here in a second or we'll cut it off. 41, yeah. 26, 29, 8, 24, 42. 17, 5, 22, 49, 21.
Wow.
See, still nobody. Okay, well, what we're going to do, we'll get four more in, and then we're going to get to the one that's closest without going over. 40, 17, 6. Two more. 0, 14, 13. All right. That's all we can do. 38. That's it.
All right.
So what's the number?
The number was 47, guys.
47. Okay. All right. I think somebody
48. So they're the guy that won it.
Well, it's like without going over, unless we. Well, I guess we can do that. That's fine. You're right. Somebody did say 48. We'll do that. Fuck it. All right. Let me find out who that is. Who said 48 in here? I'll find it here in a minute. It's in here somewhere. Oh, all right. That's Pam. All right, Pam.
Congratulations.
So Pam, yeah. So Pam gets that free session. That's fucking cool. And I may do another one later on before we do it. And that one's just going to be a very quick and easy little jank. It's not going to take so long. We'll do that towards the end. I usually do too, but we're going to save that for like a little bit later so we can get into it. So we don't bore everybody. I don't want to be boring people. Anyways. Okay, so what we wanted to talk about tonight, this is something that JS experienced. How long ago was this, JS? Your whole experience where you really had some really intense things, situations that happened in your life, and Belial kind of stepped in and really did some crazy shit for you. And I guess he kind of like, really kind of forced his way in there in a sense, from what I remember.
Well, this one.
What you're comfortable sharing too.
All right. Well, this was a little over 5 years ago. And this is an extremely personal subject for me because I have to give out personal information about my life, something I do not normally do. But for the sake of Belial and putting this information out, I'm willing to share a little bit here. So, several years ago, my family and I, wife and 3 young children, went to a private swimming pool in the community that we were living in. It was 11 o'clock in the morning, and 4 adult people, 2 men and 2 women, walked up on us and actually attacked us. Now, I think it was their intention to beat me to death and then rape my wife in front of my children.
Oh my God, man.
Yeah, so one guy sat back with his cell phone videotaping it, and then the big guy attacked me physically. And the 2 women also attacked my wife physically. And luckily, I know how to defend myself, so I was able to fight the first guy off. And at that point, the second guy whipped out a pocket knife and came barreling towards me. So I also carry. So at that point, I brandished my firearm that I was able to retrieve from my truck and put a stop to the attack. It was very close. Could have been really bad. So I didn't have to shoot anybody. Luckily, all I had to do was point the firearm and tell them to stop, and the attack stopped. But anyway, so they then in turn called the police, and when the police got there, they arrested me and charged me with 4 accounts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. They weren't concerned about what the situation was. They did not do an investigation before they arrested me. They simply said, okay, you had the gun, you're the bad guy, you're going to jail. No more questions asked. Didn't even question me. Just put the cuffs on me and threw me in a cell. And as I said, charged me with 4 felonies that carried 20 years apiece, along with some misdemeanors. Even though the firearm was legal and I was defending my family, I was facing 85 years in prison.
God damn, dude.
Yeah, as a result of this, I lost my job because I worked for the government at the time. And I in turn lost 2 houses, 2 vehicles, along with everything else that I owned that was of any value, because the charges drug out for 4 years. And so for 4 years, I'm having to feed several attorneys money consistently and got nowhere. I mean, every so often we would have a hearing or something like that. And then I wouldn't hear anything else for several months. And every time I would talk to one of these lawyers, I was forking over thousands of dollars. So, after 4 years, even though I did very well for myself professionally, I was completely tapped out. No more finances, barely able to keep a roof over my family's head. So at that point, I was not a sorcerer like I am now. I had experimented throughout my life. I had studied magic and different systems and all things that were considered to be paranormal. I was very fascinated with it. But at that point, I had not jumped in head first and started really practicing like I do now. And so I began scouring the internet looking for any solution, because I knew, it's like the little voice in my head kept telling me, like, even though I am fucked beyond all recognition here, there's got to be some way to turn this around. There's got to be some way to overcome this. It's not over until it's over. And I came across one of E.A. Koetting's videos. And in there, he said that Belial would be the ideal spirit to evoke in order to help one with legal issues. So at that point, I didn't even really know how to do an evocation. Okay? I didn't have any ritual tools or anything like that. I memorized his incantation to initiate spiritual pacts, which is Alash Tad, Alash Talashtu. And I recited that over and over for 3 days straight, saying, Belial come, Belial come. And then I would recite the incantation. I did this nonstop. I did this driving down the road. I did this in the shower. I did it laying in bed at night. Anytime I was alone, I was speaking that conjuration and calling him forth. And I didn't get a response at first, but each time I would say that, I'd feel like these waves of energy coming over my body, you know, real tingly. And I would feel like it's building, like he's getting a little bit closer, like, you know, I'm about to have some kind of result. I didn't even know what to expect. You know, I'd never done an evocation before. So on the third day, Belial shows up. And this was the first time I'd ever actually saw a manifestation of a spirit. I was not speaking the conjuration at the time. I was actually standing in my driveway talking on the phone with my brother. And I turned and looked at a street light. It was through the woods a little bit. So it was like a light in the trees. And at that point I felt like it felt like a lightning bolt, like slowly absorbed into the top of my head and went throughout my body. Just this incredible energy came through my crown chakra and went throughout all my extremities. And at the same time, this light that I'm staring at starts to expand. It turned into gold light, and it started to expand and swirl and became fluid. And I'm on the phone with my brother at the time, and I'm like, holy shit, I gotta go. Click. You know, and so I'm standing there, and then it takes a form. It takes the form of a man's head with a crown, and this is like glowing gold light. It took the form of several animals. It took the form of a cat, of a large cat. It took the form of a horse down at the bottom, and then it took the form of an owl, and then it took the form of the man's head again, and then I could see the other three forms of the animals all at once. And at that point, Belial starts speaking to me internally, and this was also the first time that I'd ever had a clear transmission with the spirit.
Holy shit.
Like I said, I'd had experiences before that left me not to question whether or not the supernatural was in fact real, but nothing this profound. And so at this point, I've gone inside my house, and I go and lock myself in the bathroom, and I'm standing there in the mirror talking to Belial. I'm speaking out loud, and he is answering me internally. And, you know, he said, "What would you have of me?" And then he kind of chuckled. Like of course, he already knew why I was calling him. And so I just flat out said, you know, I'm facing these charges. I shouldn't be. This is wrong. I was only defending myself and my family. And I want these charges dropped. I don't want to do an immunity hearing. I don't want to go to trial. I don't want to spend one more fucking dime on a lawyer or anything. I want the charges dropped, period. He said, "Okay, what else?" Oh. Okay, well, you know, I would like limitless protection for my family and I. What else? I said, well, I would like to become and the term, I don't think there is such thing as a master, but at the time I used the term master. I said, I'd like to become a master magician. I want to be initiated into your current and learn the black arts directly from you.
I think that's happened, man, for sure. I felt that the first time that I ever met you over the internet. I could feel it, man.
Yeah.
Straight up, dude. Straight up, man. I told you then, and that still holds true for sure.
So yeah, I mean, this is hard to talk about because it's pretty unbelievable and it's extremely personal. And if I were sitting in the audience, I'd be thinking this guy's fucking crazy. But I'm gonna tell you guys anyway. So he said, "Okay, no problem." He said, "This will require a sacrifice." I said, "Okay, no problem." And he didn't really say what. So at that point, he tells me to run a bath and get into the water.
Mm-hmm.
I remember thinking, okay, this is really weird, but I'm going to do what you're saying. So I turn around. I was already in the bathroom. So I turned around and ran the bath and stripped down and got into the water. And once I laid back, Belial said, "I'm now going to enter you." I said, "Okay," like I had to consent to this. And at that point, it was kind of like a forced yawn is the best way I can describe it. Like my whole body arched back, like all my muscles went stiff, and a crushing force forced its way into my mouth and filled my lungs with air. And I remained in that state. I did not exhale. And so I'm just sitting there kind of floating in the water, feeling like I'm floating around the room, but I felt weightless. And I realized that several minutes had gone by and I still had not exhaled and had not started breathing again. And so this time it's probably been about 3 minutes, and I can hold my breath for a minute tops on a good day. And at that point, my rational mind tried to break through and said, "Oh, wait a minute, what am I doing? This thing could be killing me." And Belial's response was, "I am killing you." He said, "Are you willing to sacrifice everything for your freedom?" I had nothing left to lose. I'd been contemplating suicide, and the only reason that I didn't do that was because I didn't want to leave my family behind. So, yeah, I felt like that would be a really selfish thing to do. So my answer was yes. I am willing to sacrifice everything. It was like, you have to completely put your trust in me here. And so I did, because I figured that even if I did drown in the bathtub, it was better than eating a bullet, and it was better than going to prison for the rest of my life. And on some level, I felt good about it. Like, I felt comfortable. I don't know how one could feel comfortable in that situation, but I felt like everything was going to be fine. Like, I really trusted this entity. And so I continued to remain in that state, holding my breath for several minutes, like 10 fucking minutes goes by. And I can feel my heartbeat and I can also hear my heartbeat because my ears are under the water. And it starts getting louder and slower, like more time in between thuds. And so it eventually fucking stopped. Like, it was thud, 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 and then nothing. And at that point, it was like floating through a black abyss. It was like floating through space. Like, I felt totally weightless and everything was black. I couldn't, perceive anything. And so I'm floating through this black abyss, and I have no idea how much time passed during that. But when I came back, I was pretty cold. So I imagine it was several minutes that I was in that state. And so as I'm floating forward, I start moving faster and faster and faster. And to where eventually, it feels like I am flying through this black abyss. And at that point, I come exploding up out of the water. I'm flopping around. My arms and legs are not working properly. Like, I have no control over my motor functions. I'm just flopping like a fish in the water, gasping for air. And I felt the blood start pumping again. Like you don't think you can't feel blood pumping until it stops and it starts again. Kind of like you're laying on your arm and it goes to sleep, and then you roll off of it and you feel that blood going back into your extremity. It was like that, but throughout all my extremities. I felt this like fire burning in my chest and this heat going through all my extremities. And as this is happening, like all my fear, worry, anxiety, everything just completely left me. And I felt completely at peace, I guess is the best way to put it. And so I managed to reach down with my toe and pull the plug out of the bathtub just so I wouldn't drown, because I was having trouble keeping my face above the water at this point. And after about 10 minutes of laying there in an empty bathtub, I felt like I could stand up. And I got my motor functions back. And so I stand up, and I had the most terrible pain I could ever describe in the base of my skull, right in the back of my head. I mean, it hurt so bad. I was able to stand it, but it was very painful. And so I stumble out into the living room and just flop down on the couch. And I'm just laying there holding the back of my head, wondering if I've just fucked myself up for life,
That mouth of God chakra.
Oh, yeah, what just happened? Oh my God, what just happened? But at the same time, I still felt completely at peace. And I didn't realize it right then, but I was actually in a state of full-on possession with Belial, which I came to realize a few days later. But so I lay there for a couple hours, took some aspirin that didn't do shit. So I ended up laying down and going to sleep. Wake up the next day, I'm feeling okay. My head still hurts, but it's not as intense as it was. And I go to work, do a normal day, and I noticed that I felt different. Like I felt completely different. I was in pain in the back of my head, but I also felt euphoric within my body. And all the worry that I had, all day long was just anxiety. Like, you're going to prison, your fucking life is over, there's nothing you can do, you're out of money, you're fucked. All that left me. Like, I just knew it's done, man. It is totally done. And so that evening, I get home from work and I get a phone call from my lawyer. So I answer the phone, and he said, "Man," he said, "I've never heard or seen this happen before." He said, "But the DA called me today and said that he reviewed your case and that he thinks they arrested the wrong person." He said that these so-called victims, witnesses, are scumbags and that you don't deserve to do any prison time. So if you'll agree to do 1 year of misdemeanor probation for simple assault, then he will drop all your felony charges. And that was the biggest holy shit moment of my life. I didn't even know how to respond. It was just, I'll have to call you back. I hung up on him and just, I don't know, man. I don't even know how to describe that fucking feeling. Like, that was the most insane thing. Like, I actually started crying, dude. I had tears streaming down my eyes, and I was just so fucking thankful. Just thank you so much.
He works so quickly, doesn't he?
Yeah, like I'd done spell experiments and things like that before, but never gotten results like that fast. I mean, that less than 24 hours, and that was something that just does not happen. They don't care if they have the wrong guy or not. All they care about is whether or not they can get a conviction. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have a conscience. They don't have changes of heart, and they sure as fuck don't sympathize with the people they're trying to throw in prison. Okay, you got to realize that you're dealing with a system that is a psychopath, in the sense that there is no sense of right and wrong or emotion involved. It is a business, and it's about making money, and it's about getting that conviction. And to have a district attorney say, "Whoa, wait a minute, this guy doesn't deserve this," is just pretty unheard of. And yeah, and considering that, I was like, I had like this feeling of invincibility, not in the sense that I was like Superman or anything, but that, wow, if this is possible, then no matter what life throws at us, we have a tool to combat it with, and that is magic. And after that, man, I dove in head first. I remained possessed by Belial for 6 months.
Wow.
Each day I was receiving Gnosis. It was like it was being downloaded directly into my brain. It's like I received 20 years of knowledge and experience in a matter of 6 months. And I had like everything enhanced. My physical strength enhanced. My libido was through the fucking roof. My manifestations and rituals, I would create rituals. I would just, okay, I want to do this. How do I do this, Belial? And I would receive the instructions. I would do the spell or the ritual, and I would get results like never before. And it got to where I couldn't tell the difference between me and him. And I was also able to do some strange things during that time. One night I got a craving for tequila. I mean, I don't drink that often. I weigh 150 pounds. I don't have much of an alcohol tolerance. So usually, a few shots and a beer and I'm good. I'm good and buzzing for the night. So I had a full bottle of, I got some right here. I had a full bottle of Milagro there. And so I crack it open, take a few shots. I'm walking around the house. I'm like, man, like, I don't feel like I drank anything. And so I go back and I take another shot and I take another shot. And I eventually got about halfway through that bottle. And I'm like, okay, this shit is bad. Like, there's no alcohol in it. What the fuck? I should be completely passed out on the floor by now. So I keep drinking, dude. Like I keep drinking until there's about that much left.
Oh, dude, I think I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, no, dude, I never caught a buzz. I never felt it at all, man, which was really strange. And so I just, I actually gave my wife a shot. And I'm like, here, drink this and see if you feel it, So I gave her the last little bit. And she's like, yeah, honey, it's real tequila. What's your point? Like, I'll tell you about it tomorrow,
It's like what I've heard from one of my close friends here recently, and it involved bourbon, but it was like when she would give him an offering of bourbon, like to him, she would feel it. So she wouldn't even drink it herself. She would offer it to him, and then she would feel the effects. Like it was freaking crazy.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's not the same thing I experienced there, but yeah, I can definitely see that happening too. And so the day I had planned to do a ritual with Belial, and this was a few weeks after this happened, after the charges were dropped. I wanted to offer him a blood sacrifice just to show my love and appreciation and give him praise and honor. And so I went out and I bought the most beautiful rooster I could find. And I prepared everything to do this ritual. And the day of the ritual, I go over to a friend of mine's house. He's like, "Oh man, I want to show you my property down here by the creek." I'm like, "Okay, it's weird that he wants to go down here, but yeah, I'll indulge you." And so we walk down in the woods, and there's a creek running through, and I don't even know what he's doing at this point. He like went off to do something else, and I turn around and I see something like glowing, like a really bright light sparkling in the water, and just it grabbed me so fully that I walked out into the creek in my shoes and everything to get this, and I reached down and pick up this crystal. It's a piece of quartz. It's not so shiny anymore because it's got blood all over it, but yeah, just a tiny little rock.
It's beautiful, man.
And yeah, it's also, and you probably can't see it on the webcam, but it's got one chunk of really clear crystal right there that is kind of like an eyeball or something.
Oh shit!
Some just told me to keep it, that I was going to need it for the ritual that night. And so I put it in my pocket, didn't really even know why. I just knew that I needed to keep that rock. And so I get home and I'm like setting up for the ritual and everything. And then Belial speaks to me again. And he shows me a mental image, like a thought form was projected into my head. And I saw myself placing that crystal in a bowl and then spilling the blood of the sacrifice in the bowl and asking him to infuse that crystal with his power and essence so that I would always have a direct link to him.
Interesting.
Yes, so I did that. And I still carry it in my pocket to this day. It's been years. And yeah, there's been times where I would be out and about, something would happen, some kind of situation would come up to where I needed to influence somebody to help me or make a decision or something like that. And I've pulled that crystal out of my pocket and just looked into it and called on Belial and asked him to help me with that situation. And it has occurred every single time that I've had to do that. Now, I don't do this for just a small reason. This is like, something, an emergency comes up and it requires some help from the spirit world. I don't have time to lay out a circle and do a full evocation or something like that. And after, the times that I've had to do that, I always went home and made offerings to Belial just to thank him for this. But we haven't even got to the really crazy part of the story. This is something that I also need to share, because if it happens, if you experience this and you don't know what the hell's going on, then you might not make it. Like you might not live through it. So as I said before, I was possessed, fully possessed by Belial for 6 months. And after 6 months, he ejected from me without warning. I had no idea this was going to happen. I'd actually grown quite happy cohabiting this body with Belial. It was the happiest.
I wanted to ask you something really quickly about that. Just in your experience, what did it feel like when he possessed you for that period of time? Did you actually feel his energetic body or his spirit like overlapping yours, like you were almost wearing him like a suit or something of that nature?
Yes, I could actually see that.
Shit.
Could actually see it in the mirror. I would
Dude, I
stand
had
in
the
the
same
mirror.
vision.
I would stand in the mirror and look at my chest, and I could see about 3 inches up off of my body, all over the place, like this energy or something. Like I was glowing, and yes, I felt like I was wearing a suit of impenetrable armor, and I also felt completely spirit, and it was a state of total bliss. Like everything was
Yeah.
better. Food tasted better. Sex was fucking incredible. Like being on ecstasy or something. And I was so physically strong that I could do things that I can't do otherwise. For instance, bleeding. Like it was 2 days after I did the ritual with the rock I was just showing you guys. I'm at work, and he chimes in and says, "Bleed on the stone." I'm like, "What?" He said, "Bleed on the stone. Put your own blood on the stone." I'm like, "Okay, now?" And he's like, "Yes, right now." I'm like, "Fuck." So I got this little dental pick and sharpened it with some sandpaper. I go to the bathroom and jab it right into my forehead.
Oh, god damn.
And I sunk it a good quarter inch.
Oh, shit.
And looking back, I don't know why the fuck I did that when I pricked my finger, but that's what I did. And it did not bleed a drop, not a single drop. I stabbed that shit that far down and squeezed it for about 2 minutes and never got a drop of blood. And then I hear him start laughing, like, I'm like, holy shit. And I remembered like seeing like David Blaine stabbing a ice pick through his hand and not bleeding and things like that. Like, that's how those motherfuckers do that shit, you know? But
Yeah, I wanted to ask you too, while you're on that topic, like you really helped to, because I've heard part of this story before from you, but it was only part of it because the audio wasn't great on that one, and I couldn't make it out. And I don't even know if you mentioned it, but like when that stuff started with me years ago, it must have been him that came to me, and I never realized it. I was wearing that energetic suit like that, but the crazy thing is that I was laying on the sofa one night after I'd gotten in an argument with Kat, and like these three, like you described, seeing the parking lot light or the stoplight or whatever. These were like 36-inch huge golden orbs, and there were three of them. They were all on a line, and they were coming towards me, and I'm like, "What the fuck am I seeing?" You know, I was rubbing my eyes, and I was like, "This shit's real, dude." But the one in the front, it had a face, and it looked to me like a raccoon, but it could have been a cat possibly. But it had like a hood over its head. And as the three orbs went past me, that's when I felt this crazy current go through my body. Very orgasmic, very tingly, very, very insane. And for like 10 minutes. And it was after that I had this crazy energetic suit of, like you said, armor. That's what I've always described it as. Like I was wearing a suit of armor. But mine only lasted for about 3 months. But yeah, I had freaking the most crazy powers that I can even explain. And you really helped to shed a lot of light on something that I've never been able to make sense of, really, of like who it could have been, who it was, what it was about. And so, like, I really thank you for sharing this, because it's like it helped me put some shit together, dude. So fuck yeah. And I didn't mean to interrupt, but I just
no, not at all, man. That's awesome. That's a similar experience. So I'm going to get to the bad side of the experience. Okay. After 6 months, Belial ejects from my body. I felt him eject from my chest, and this left what felt like a wound. It was like I had a huge bleeding slit in my chest, and it didn't hit me real hard at first. I could feel it. And I'm wondering what the hell's going on. I felt pretty normal at the time. And then I started having anxiety. Then I started having fear and panic and terror. And I felt like I was bleeding these things out from this wound in my chest.
Like soul bleeding? Did you feel like you
Yes.
So yeah, dude, I experienced that recently, man. Fuck
Yes,
yeah.
it was like I had a huge, yeah. So every bad thing I'd ever done in my entire life, everything that I regretted, things that didn't bother me before bothered me now. And I was in the most fucked up state you can imagine. And this is just at first. I could feel these things bleeding out of my chest. And at that point, I couldn't hear or feel Belial anymore. So I'm like starting to get worried, starting to get scared, you know. The anxiety and the fear got worse. It was like when your fight or flight kicks in, but all the fucking time. I was terrified. And then other things started happening, like very scary things. My organs started to shut down for periods of time, one at a time. And then I started feeling like I was being dissected alive. Like, like it literally felt like I would literally feel something slip me open and feel like it ripped something out of me in different parts of my body. I would feel like I was being skewered with swords. I'd feel a sword stab me right here and then come out down here. And then it started feeling like my limbs were being severed. Okay. The first time it happened, I was brushing my teeth and I'm already in a total state of panic and terror. Had been for months. This lasted for 2 fucking months. And I had no idea what was going on. And so I'm standing there brushing my teeth and it was just whoosh. It felt like an invisible sword lopped my arm off. And then I could not feel my hand. It was like I'm looking at it, but it's not there. I can't feel it. And dude, then I start panicking. Like I didn't go to the hospital. I didn't go to a priest. I didn't go anywhere, man. I just stayed denned up in my house for 2 months. I worked for myself at the time, so I took some time off. I didn't work. And it got so bad that my wife had to babysit me. She had to take me to work with her so that she could watch me. I would go to sleep every night crying. I would wake up every morning and realize that I was still in hell, and I would start crying every morning when I woke up. And everything that I was annihilated. Like all my strength was stripped away from me. All my dignity, all the spiritual baggage and emotional baggage that I carried were bleeding out of me, and it was excruciating at this point. It was awful.
Did you have any rage too? Did you have bouts of insane anger and rage and stuff?
No, just fear and terror and weakness.
Okay.
I've never felt that weak before in my entire life. And yeah, so it got really bad. It was like being dissected alive slowly, like one organ at a time. And then I went to this lady's house that did energy work. She did healing. She did sacrocranial therapy. We took some medicine to help us communicate with the spirits. And she did a healing session for me. And as I'm laying on the floor, and my wife and her husband are on each side of me holding my hands, and she's cradling my head. Trying to fix me, trying to help me somehow. Nobody knew what was going on. And at that point, I feel my head get severed. It was like a blade sliced my head off, and my whole fucking head and face went numb. And that was the most terror I'd ever experienced. So that obviously did not get me anywhere. And so later that night, I'm still on this medicine. And Belial had not been talking to me. And anytime I would try to open his sigil or something like that, I'd have a panic attack. Anytime I'd try to call on another spirit, I would have a panic attack. I was so afraid of this shit that I didn't want to go near it. And I think most people would have ran to the church or something like that to try and get some help. But I knew that was not going to help me. I knew I was completely on my own and that I was either going to survive this or I wasn't. And so for the first time in 2 months, I hear Belial speaking to me. And I look out the window, and the driveway is like winding down through the woods, and it's dark down there. He said, "Come out here and face me." And so, dude, I think that I am going out there to be murdered. Like, I really feel, I kissed my wife goodbye and really didn't think I was going to come back. I've never been that afraid in my life, but if there was any chance that I was going to overcome this, I knew that I had to do this. So come out here and face me. And so I walked down this driveway that's like a 1/4 mile long into complete darkness. And I walked out into the darkness and I threw my arms up and said, "All right, I'm here. Do what you will with me." I can't fucking take this anymore. And so I'm seeing like this large phantom shadow like flying around me. I'm actually seeing this shit. And I didn't know if it's because of the medicine or what, but I'd never saw anything being on that medicine before. So I'm thinking this was very real. And at that point, I felt two giant hands grab me around my body while I'm holding my arms up. And they were not comfortable hands. They had claws and they were digging into me. And at that point, I like tried to go limp, and it didn't matter. Something was physically holding me up. And I'm like, what is going on? Why have you abandoned me? What are you doing? Just kill me already. And at that point, I got another ritual channeled to me, like through images. And he instructed me to go up on top of a mountain, out in the middle of nowhere, and perform this ritual. And dude, like that was the last fucking thing I wanted to hear. The last thing I ever wanted to do was another ritual. I was so completely broken down psychologically and physically that I was a step above a slobbering mass on the floor. And I was terrified of everything, especially to go up on a mountain and do a fucking ritual like this. But I decided to do it anyway because that was the only choice I had. No one could help me. And so I went and bought another rooster and put everything I needed in my truck. And once again, kissed my wife goodbye. And honestly didn't know if I was going to be coming back. And so just to give you an idea of like how scared I was and how pathetic I was, I took my cat with me. Okay. It was my best friend. I took my cat with me so that I wouldn't fucking be completely alone. And yeah, so I go up on the mountain, I set up, and I do this ritual. I kill the sacrifice, spill the blood in the flames, and at that point, it felt like a hammer hitting me in the chest over and over. Like bam, bam, like hitting me fucking hard like a sledgehammer. And then I felt that wound in my chest close up. It was like I had a hole in my armor and it was hammered shut. And then it got really hot, like it was being welded back together. And right then and there, all the torment stopped. All the pain stopped. All the fear and anxiety stopped. It was the first time I had felt normal in a long freaking time. And so I still wasn't at full power, I guess you could say. I wasn't completely myself. It was like I was a broken form of shadow of what I used to be. And then it's like they slowly started putting me back together. It was like I'd felt my organs being cut out and my limbs being severed. And then one at a time over a period of weeks, it felt like they were being placed back into me. And yeah, so I slowly put myself back together. And once I did that, like after some time went by, I felt stronger than I've ever felt. And I felt different, like completely different. I wasn't thinking the same way I used to think. My mannerisms and speech patterns were different. It was like I was a completely new person. And I retained all the knowledge that I received during that 6-month possession. And I continued to do what I'm doing now, and that is practice full time, practice hardcore, find ways to help other people, other magicians. And crazy things kept on happening. At that point, I was introduced to the goddess Astarte, who I found had been there all along. I just didn't know what spirit I was dealing with. And like to just sit here and try to describe this is just, it's nearly impossible. But I did feel the need to tell this story for others who may go through something similar to this, just because that was the scariest part, is not knowing what the hell was going on. Like if I had known, if I'd had me now to sit there and tell me, this will eventually be over, this is something you have to go through in order to transform, then it would have been easier to cope with. But I was terrified of being stuck in that state for the rest of my life. And so I eventually go back to this cranial therapist, do a healing session.
Sorry, I had to plug in really quickly, brother. My computer was going to die. I didn't realize I didn't have it plugged in.
No, that's fine. So I eventually go back to this energy healer for another session, because I was still trying to recover from this. Needed some energy, needed some healing to get stronger. And while I'm on her table, something was channeled through to her, and I didn't hear it, but she claimed to have heard it. And she said that through doing this path working, through doing these rituals with Belial, and going through what I did, I'd somehow completely restructured my DNA. I don't know what that means. She didn't know what that meant. And to this day, I still don't know what that meant. There's other people talking about it now. I actually did an interview with E.A. Coetting almost 3 years ago about this, where I put all this information out. And for some reason, they never aired it. But they did just come out with a complete book and a full ritual path working video course, all centered around this same subject, through around undergoing possession with Belial and a genetic transformation. So yeah, this is definitely something that other people are experiencing too. And that's why I think it's important for us to come on and talk about it.
Let me ask you something really quickly too. Do you think that the pivotal point in this, when you were kind of at your lowest and he asked you to come out there and face him, do you think that you throwing your arms up in the air and kind of just being like, dude, I'm fucked, man, like, do what you got to do, instead of coming at him like, all right, motherfucker, I'm going to give you all I got, and try to like, do you think that had a big thing in it, that you kind of admitting that you were at your weakest point? I am weak, I have weakness, and that is really what he was kind of wanting to hear from you?
Yeah, absolutely. If I first of all, I was way too scared to come at him like that, and I was way too weak to try to combat anything, especially a demonic king. So that was not even an option for me. Me coming out there and doing that, it was the same as before. I offered my life up to him, and had to put my trust and faith in him, regardless of how terrified I was to do that at this point. And that was definitely that was definitely the right answer, And yeah, that's when I finally got the answer, got the ritual channeled to me that I needed to perform in order to complete this path working. So I went through 6 months of total bliss and being stronger than I've ever been. And then I was broken down to a point where I was weaker than I'd ever been. So once I gained the ability to communicate with them again, with the spirits, I asked them, what was that all about? Why did you do that to me? What was that? What was bleeding out of me? And they said, we had to make some room. We had to cleanse you of all the filth and the baggage and the bondage, so that the spirits could come through. And as to what type of genetic changes that may or may not have happened, I have no idea. I haven't gone and been tested, and I have no intention of doing that, because I don't see how that could help me to have any of this documented, honestly. And yeah, it's that's when everything really changed for me. Like, everything has improved 200% since then. I've since regained everything that I lost, and gained 10 times more on top of that. And yeah, dude, it's been one hell of a thrill ride. But looking back, even though that was the most traumatizing thing I've ever been through, I'm so fucking glad that I went through that, and that I had the strength to make it through that. Because I really believe that if I had went running in the other direction, running to the church or to a psychiatrist or anything like that, I think that I would have remained in that state forever if I had turned and ran away from that. And so when I went up on that mountain, that was the ritual I did. I declared my own godhood. I declared that I would not turn and run away from this path, and that I would face whatever was in front of me, no matter how scary or terrifying that it might be. That no matter what, destroy me if you will, I will not turn and run. I will face this, and I will overcome this or die trying. And those are the words I spoke out loud. And then I made the sacrifice, and then the wound was hammered closed, and I was fine, dude. I mean, I took time to put myself back together, but everything's changed. Everything's improved. I'm not even the same person I used to be. I don't even recognize that motherfucker from 6 years ago. You know, I don't even like that motherfucker. You know, looking back, I'm like, man, I was a real, I wasn't a bad person, but I was not someone that I would be proud to be now.
No shit,
And,
me too, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's not, it's definitely a paradox between pleasure and pain. And nothing good comes easy. And sometimes transformation can be painful. You're definitely going to have some growing pains. You have some very blissful moments as well. But this shit, it can't always be easy. You know, sometimes.
Can you repeat that? You froze up for a minute. I'm sorry.
I said this shit is not always going to be easy. Sometimes you have to go through hell in order to obtain heaven.
Absolutely.
Destroyed in order to transform into a better person, into a better sorcerer, or whatever it is you're trying to transform into. And that is what Belial does. Belial and Astarte, or Ishtar as well. It's like they work together in order to transmute the soul, in order to transform the soul into something more than what it was before, in order to trigger and activate dormant DNA. And
would you say that you don't include Tiamat in that with Ishtar, or no?
I've never worked with Tiamat, so no, I won't say that. But Ishtar has many names. You know, Astarte, Ishtar, Astaroth, Aphrodite, Freya. I mean, these are all names that she's gone by in different cultures. So yeah, that's an extremely powerful force, and I definitely recommend working with her as well. I would say I work more closely with her than just about any other spirit. Her and Belial and Shemyaza. Seems those three are very closely associated with one another, and those three work very closely together in order to transform the human soul.
That is so awesome, dude. Like, that freaking story is incredible, man. And like everybody on the chat is like so freaking thankful that you shared that with us. And I am too. I mean, like everybody is just like, holy shit. They're just like, they have so much gratitude to you for sharing it. And they're just like, wow, they're all blown away, man.
Well, I appreciate that. And, as I said, this was not easy to come on here and talk about this at all. I mean, it's hard not to get choked up talking about it. But I do appreciate the love and support from all my friends and the people watching. And just thank you. I really appreciate that.
I wanted to ask you too. Now, this is something that kind of like, and I don't know if there's a connection or not. It kind of seems like there could be, and it's something I'm kind of still exploring. Have you ever, and you may not really be as familiar with this spirit, and I'm really not either, but just something happened the other night that kind of brought this to the forefront of my mind. Do you believe that there could be any connection between an aspect of Belial within the Morrigan?
That I have no idea. I've never worked with the Morrigan, so I really can't comment on that. I mean, possibly. Belial has several names as well, and Belial, Belial, Belphegor, Baal. Even some say even Beelzebub is the same as Belial. So you got to understand these beings are older than humanity. They've been around since before time. So you're going to find them in every ancient culture, and they don't go by the same names. They might be similar names, but you're going to find them everywhere. And So yeah, I mean, that's very possible. As far as whether or not that's the case, I don't know, but I wouldn't rule that out either. So
Yeah, I'm going to definitely research it, to a good degree. I just had some really crazy kind of revelations the other night, and it kind of really seemed to me like there could be. And I know Belial is really prominent right now. He's at the forefront, and I kind of feel like there's going to be some other spirits that are going to be kind of joining him, maybe one after the other. And I don't know if you have felt this yet or not, but I really felt that like the next spirit that's going to be kind of rising up to kind of come into this whole shift and movement is going to be Azazel. Do you have any feelings towards that at all, or?
well, I would say that that's definitely a possibility. Shemyaza and Azazel, they're regarded as the leaders of the Watchers, who Belial seems to be very closely associated with them. And I think that these spirits genuinely care about humanity, and I think that they are genuinely trying to help us, and that they're invested in our evolution. So yeah, I mean, a lot of people are starting to work with Belial as well as Azazel and even Shemyaza. I've had 50 people email me this week or private message me asking me how they can contact Shemyaza, because there's literally almost nothing in recorded history left about this entity. It was like they intentionally tried to wipe this being out of history. I mean, everyone knows who Azazel is. Everyone knows what Azazel's sigil looks like, but no one really knows anything about Shemyaza. And so it occurred to me that he might have been purposely wiped out of history because that that entity might be the one that the powers that be feel most threatened by. And the reason that is some say that he's the knower of the name of God. Okay, as in, and they believe that this means like actual God. He knows the true name. So if you were able to divulge that information from him, that you would be able to use that to ascend to godhood as Ishtar did. But I suggest that this has been slightly misinterpreted, and this is only through my extensive path working with Shemyaza. I believe it is plural. Shemyaza is the knower of the names, as in the names of God, as in he is the one who can give you your true name, your God name. And once you have your true name, you can use that to elevate yourself to godhood. You can create rituals that will literally deify yourself in the flesh. He's also the one that channeled me the rite of deification, which that's another big key in this ascension path working that we're all trying to achieve. We're all trying to ascend, and these are the spirits that can help us do that. And I would recommend that people trust them, that you don't put any barriers between you and the spirits. I would say be very clear about what it is you're trying to accomplish and approach them with the right attitude and the right frame of mind. A little bit of respect goes a long way. So do not threaten them in your evocations. Like the Goetia has a lot of good stuff in it, but the conjurations are despicable. I mean, they're full of threats. You don't summon a being that's as old as time and as powerful as a god, ask them for a favor, and then proceed to threaten them as to what you'll do if they don't do you that favor. That's not going to work out for you at all. And that's why you hear so many horror stories from ex-magicians, that had a really bad experience and fucked their whole life up and they never recovered. It's because they went about it the wrong way. So we need to approach these entities with trust, love, and respect. And don't expect favors and offer nothing in return. Make them offerings. Offer them sacrifices. Offer them blood. This goes a very, very long way. And just know that it's not all going to be easy. And even when it gets hard, like, you can't give up. You can't run the other way. I mean, that's when you are being tested. They will find out what you're made of, and they will find out who you are. And if you fail those tests, then you're not going to ascend. So don't get.
Absolutely. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, brother.
No, you didn't cut me off at all, man. I mean, that's about all I have to say on that subject. I know we've been, on here for, an hour and a half now, and we're gearing up to do this live ritual that you can all tune into, and yeah, type your names or whatever you want to be called, and we'll write those down and include you in this ritual, and you will definitely feel it.
Yeah, I'm going to read the names to JS. He can't see the chat, but I can. So anyone that wants to be mentioned and or included in this ritual, he's going to write your name down, and he's going to offer that unto Belial, so that, all right, we got KHITTAH, like Kita.
Okay.
Kevin Muhammad.
Kevin?
Yep, Kevin Muhammad. Patty.
Hold on.
Okay.
Patty. All right.
All right, hold on one second. All right, you got Kevin Muhammad, then you have Patty.
Got it.
All right, now let me tell you, Nicolene, what we're doing is those that have not connected to Belial in the way they want to, or if you want to kind of like it to be like a rededication to him, we're going to include your name in this ritual that we're going to be doing to kind of help to initiate yourself into his current, basically. So that's what it's about. Now let me try to get to the back of the top of this chat if I can. I'm hoping it's going to let me do it. Now I left off at Patty. I don't know if it's going to let me. Oh, here we go. All right, hold on one second, JS. Okay, hold on one second. Scroll down here. All right. Patty, and then we got Pam. And their last name is Ridenour.
All right, I'll do my best to pronounce that, but don't hold it against me if I mess it up.
It's like Ridenour, more than likely,
Okay.
or just
All right.
Pam R.
All right.
Orly Stewart.
All right.
We got Camilla, which is CAMILLIA.
All right.
We got Victor Riviera, RIVERA. So Ryan Coney, I'm just telling him real quickly, this is going to help to connect you with Belial and kind of initiate you into his current.
His name is Ryan.
Yeah, he didn't say that he's in yet, but he just wanted to know what it was about. The first name that I gave you, the Kita, is Kit Tag. Kita. She misspelled it, Kita. So I think I had it right, maybe. Roger Morgan. Oh, thanks, Jocelyn. You want to be included too, Leah? Love, you want to be included in that? Or no? Brian Nolan. NOLAN. And Brian is BRYAN.
All right.
Yeah, no problem, Pam. Sharon Hitchma. That's HITCHMOUGH. Courtney Anderson.
All right. Hang on.
Make sure I didn't miss anyone. If I have not said your name and you typed it earlier, please go ahead and type that in again, reiterate it. Oh, yeah. Okay. I see you, Leanne. All right. You ready?
Yes.
All right. LEANN. So like Leanne Rose, ROSE.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. No problem, Justin. Hey, Firehearts, man, did you put your name in there already, or do you want to be in there? I want to make sure I didn't miss you. If so, what about you, David? You want to be in that too, David, or are you already good to go? Okay, all right. Ryan is going to pass.
Okay.
He's feeling the doubt. He's thinking it's a roadblock or something for him. He's feeling at the moment. So that's cool, man. It's all good.
Yeah, no pressure to anyone here. This is just this is for those who want to be a part of this. We're not trying to talk anybody into this. I mean, it either calls to you or it does not. And this path is not for everyone. So rely on your own intuition as well as your gut to make this decision.
Absolutely. All right, I'm going to give you a few more here that have come through here. We've got Scott Cook.
All right.
Jordy, Jordi. Cuadra. Jordy Cuadra. 75 Jinnable. I'm not sure if I do have you. Can you give me what name that you want to be, that you want to go by? Just get that to me one more time so I can make sure. No, Jordy, it doesn't matter if you're a newbie. It's, if you feel like it's something that is calling out to you, then go for it, man. If not, then, I'm sure we'll be doing this again. Oh, no problem, Ryan. Okay, so, all right, Jenny, Ginny.
All right.
And, we're going to, before we start the ritual, anybody that's coming in late, this in like 15 minutes from now before we start, we are going to do this, little last call thing really quickly. But, for the most part, we probably have everyone. So let's see. All right. So I'm not getting any more at the moment, but you guys can keep typing in. Following the ritual, I'll get back on and talk for a moment, even if JS is not able to for whatever reason. We'll talk about your experiences and stuff. And then at that time, I'm going to do another free energy work session giveaway. And I'll probably just do numbers 1 through 21 or however many viewers there are, so that it will only take a second. Somebody will get it quickly. It'll be over painlessly. Pamela Radnauer is the one that won it earlier on the show. She got a free session with me, and I'm going to do another one of those too. So it looks like, yeah, Ryan, peace, man. Absolutely. Ryan says, thanks for the insights, JS. So, yeah, so one more time, I wanted to mention, JS's YouTube channel is Dove and Dagger. So please subscribe to that. Yeah, you freaking, it's going to be an awesome channel. It already is an awesome channel, but it's a newer channel. So he's building that up, and he's really doing a fucking awesome job with that. Check out Orly Stewart's channel. That's what her name, Orly Stewart. Also, check out Joseph Nunn's channel, which is Behemoth X Productions. I hope I'm not leaving anyone else out. Darcy Addis, I know she's got a channel. I'm not sure if it's her, I guess by her name or
it's Sorcerer Runarius.
Okay.
Yeah, or Darcy Addis. She's actually a member of From the Ashes Publishing, and she's offering her services as well through that platform, along with Guy Christopher Creasy, very skilled root worker, Vodon Conjurman. His magic is very potent. And Edgar Kervol is also a member of this, and he's offering some badass rituals too. everyone knows who Edgar Cavol is, and of course, there's myself and Esbin Kane. So it's a very strong, competent team of magicians. If one of us cannot help you, chances are one of the others can. So definitely hit us up. We offer like a set. We have a set of specialty rituals. Each of us are providing 5 or 6 rites that are of things that we do very well that are of common request. But I also offer a custom magic ritual, which gives you full access to all of my capabilities. I do quite a few things that are very interesting, and it's too many things to list. So that's why I put the custom magic ritual on there. So that comes with a 30-minute consultation. So we just sit down, get to know each other a little bit, talk about your situation, and I will create a custom magic ritual just for you.
And I can attest to JS's skill set and the potency of it. He is a badass motherfucker, sorcerer. Like straight up.
I appreciate it, bro.
Up, man. Yes. And so, how do they find you guys? What is the website address? Or
it's From the Ashes Publishing. So www.fromtheashespublishing.com.
Up. I just want to make sure it's clear in the thing. It may have been, but on my side it was broken up.
Yeah, it froze here too. It's www.fromtheashes.com or fromtheashespublishing.com. So
okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Sweet. Hell yeah. That's awesome. That is awesome. And people can hit you up on Messenger, Facebook Messenger and stuff like that.
Yeah. By all means, hit me up on Messenger. If it's a ritual I'm offering on another platform like the deification right through Bolg or one of the rituals that I'm offering on the From the Ashes publishing, then you'll need to hit me up through those companies. But anybody's free to hit me up anytime with questions or discussions about specialty rights or just advice, whatever. I don't always get back to people as fast as they would like me to. I mean, when you wake up and you got 50 messages, people asking you questions, it might take a day or two to get back to them. So just take into consideration that I'm very, very busy. So I'll help you out if I can, though.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, I'm the same way. It's difficult to get right back to people, but try to do my best for sure. And you can find JS and I both through the Become a Living God site in their catalog. We both have rituals listed there. And Orly Stewart and I are going to be doing some awesome things together too. You can reach out to either one of us, and really we can kind of customize any type of ritual that you want. And we're going to be kind of putting some things together that will be, more of a list of services and that kind of thing. So hit either one of us on Messenger, that kind of thing. My email and my website is listed in the description. JS's channel is also listed in the description of this video. So I guess what we're going to do at this time is we're going to take a brief intermission so that JS and I can get our ritual spaces set up, get the cameras moved, the mics moved, all that kind of stuff. So this is time for you guys to take a bathroom break, smoke a bowl, have a drink, make some popcorn, get your incense, your candles going, whatever it is that you want to do. Now's the time to do it. Don't go anywhere. We're going to embark upon some really freaking kick-ass ritual magic. Belial is going to be in the fucking house. He is going to initiate you into his fucking current if that is what you wanted to do. And this is going to be the best part of it. So don't go anywhere. And we will be back, guys, okay? Be right back very soon. We're going to mute our cameras and our mics. So don't think we've gone anywhere. We'll be back. All right.
See you in a few minutes, bro.
See ya.
All right, brother, we're back. Can you hear me? I have no, I can see you, but I can't hear you.
There we go.
There we go. Awesome.
Okay, cool. So does anybody else have anybody else want to get in on this? If you want to be initiated into Belial's current, just give us your name very quickly, whatever name you want to go by, and JS will write that down and include that in this right. So just let us know.
We got any more of them?
I'm waiting now to see. This will be like the last call. It's gonna be like a minute, 2 minutes at the most. If there's anybody else that wants to include yourself in this, Elizabeth Grady.
All right. Okay.
So David, we're doing a ritual evocation of Belial to kind of initiate you into his current, or it can be even like a rededication type of ritual for you if you already are. So if you want to be included, if anybody out there wants to be included, let us know and we'll do that.
All right.
Okay, Lucas, it's Lukas. Parks, Parks.
Okay.
Lady, like, yeah, she's a very, very wonderful woman.
That's the only two?
So far, I'll give you guys one more minute if there's anybody else in here. Okay, the Black Cardinal.
The Black Cardinal.
Yep. What about you, Nina? Do you want to be initiated into Belial's current? Yes. No. We're just gonna give you guys a few more moments here. That we don't leave anybody out. Who wants to get
I'm
in?
going to apologize ahead of time. I'm starting to lose my voice here, so if I'm cracking while we're doing this, then feel free to make fun of me.
So, Ender Oversoul, you want to be included? So, Nina, if you want to be included in this ritual, just let us know, and I'll give JS your name to be initiated into Belial's current. So, Ender like ENDER, Oversoul.
Oversoul.
Yeah, like OVERSOUL.
Got it.
Nina, Mystic Mama. Nina, Mystic Mama.
All right.
Yeah, Pam, exactly. Yeah, you got a moment, Ender. It's cool. Give you guys a few more moments. If anybody else. If the Belial's calling to you and you're here, then okay, we got Michael Williams. Michael Williams is Ender Oversoul. What's up, Michael? Check out Michael Williams' Facebook page too. His group.
He's being included, correct? Because I just wrote his name down.
Yeah, Michael Williams is that same guy, Ender Oversoul.
Okay, cool. Oh, that's the same one. Okay.
Yeah, same dude. Yeah. All right. So just a few more moments here. I think we probably got everybody. Now, remember, following the ritual, you know, I will at least be chatting with you guys. Hopefully, JS will have time to stick around too. We're going to be giving away one more free energy work session with me after this as well. So yeah, we're going to do some things that involve some alcohol. Yes, David, exactly. And some blood. I'm going to be offering a blood sacrifice. And I think you said you are too, JS.
Yes, I have each of these. I have like 23 strips of paper here. Each piece of paper has the person's name written on it. So I'm going to anoint those strips of paper with frankincense oil, which is preferred by Belial. And I'm also going to anoint them with a drop of my own blood. And then I will burn those, roast them over the candle, and burn them in this burn bowl here. And that will be.
Can you say that again? You broke up a minute. You're going to anoint it with your own blood and what?
I'm going to anoint them with the frankincense oil and my own blood and then burn them. And what this will do is, because I am invoking Belial here in order to perform this ritual, it will send you that energy. So you will most likely feel this, and it will connect you to the current of Belial. That is the whole point of this operation.
Yeah. All right. Well, this is officially the last call. So, anybody else? I think we've got everybody, but I just want to make sure. I don't want to leave anybody out. But also, JS also has some blank slips of paper, some petitions that he's going to be including in this, so that those of you that watch this in the future, if you weren't here to watch it live, through that alchemical transformation, Belial will be able to do that for you at a later date when you watch this later on. So we're going to do that as well.
Yes, I've got 3 blank strips of paper here that I'm going to lay out. And after I burn the rest of the names, I will anoint and burn those as well. And this will be for those of you who watch this tomorrow, who wish that you could have been included. This is symbolic of you. And hopefully by doing this, you will be able to tap into the current as well.
Hell yes. So to make sure, all right, we got those petitions. All right, so I guess I'm going to start it off then, JS. I'll do a little purification and then jump over to you, and then we'll kind of go back and forth one another and kind of calling him forth and doing that, and then you'll get into your.
Absolutely. I'm going to do, after you do your preliminary rites, I'm also going to do a preliminary rite where I open this circle that I'm sitting in. I'm sitting in the universal circle that is found on becomealivinggod.com. And I'm going to call upon Shimyaza and Astarte to aid and assist me with this ritual, because they work very closely with Belial. And I kind of feel like they work as a team to transmute the soul, as well as trigger dormant DNA within that person who connects to their current. So I'll be calling on them as well, and then we can go straight into the dual evocation of Belial.
Fuck yeah, that sounds good, man. Okay, Divana wants to be included really quickly. Devona.
All right, 1 second. How do you spell that?
Devona.
Okay, excellent.
All right, so I guess that's
included, Divana.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I guess that'll be the cutoff then. So we'll go ahead and kind of get things going here. You guys get comfortable, do what you do. and we do what we do, and we're all gonna fucking do this. You don't have to do anything, Black Cardinal. You can just watch. You can do whatever you feel like you want to do. If you want to lay down and meditate, if you want to light some incense and a candle and sit in front of your altar on your knees, whatever you want to do, Indian style, however you like to do it. Do whatever feels, natural to you. Use your intuition and just be open to the experience and go with it. That's all I can say, really. That's what I recommend, anyways. So, cool. So yeah, I'll be doing the blood sacrifice too on Belial's sigil. Yes, using some blood. I'm offering some bourbon. Yeah. Hey, Nicolene, I've also got my quartz crystal talisman that I always wear. I'm going to be anointing that with blood tonight too. So yeah, glad that JS mentioned that. And I'm also going to be offering some blood onto this shell that I offered some blood onto the last ritual. So I'm going to be doing that too. And so I guess without further ado, you fucking get this shit going, and it's gonna be fucking awesome, fucking monumental, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. We're just going to kind of roll with that. JD and I have not really planned anything out here other than what we have already told you, which is the intention of the operation. So we're just going to evoke him and carry out the steps we have described and just sort of let it evolve organically from there. If anything comes through from Belial or any of the other spirits we're calling upon here, then we'll share those as they come through. But yeah, it's going to be organic here, and I've got some allergies going on, so I don't normally sound this bad.
Oh, it's all good. I have to
do my best.
I wanted to ask really quickly, Victor Atlas Riviera, do you want to be included in this rite, brother? The Black and Chuck Sell, do you want to be included in this to be initiated into Belial's current? If you do, just say yes, and if you don't, then don't say anything or say no, whatever you want to do. It's up to you. All right, yeah. So Chuck, SELL.
All right, hang on. Okay.
We got Victor, middle initial M. Riviera, Rivera. And the Black Tower, do you just want us to just have right down the Black Tower, or do you have another name that you prefer to use, or what would you like? Oh, okay. All right, I'm going to spell this one for you, JS, okay?
Okay.
Ariman Anashul. It's like AHRIMANAHSUL.
HSUL?
Yep.
One name or two names?
It's all one name. It's Arimana Shul. Sul.
All right, I got it. That's crazy. Starting out here, I didn't know how many names we were going to have tonight. I didn't know how many people were going to participate in this. So I grabbed a couple of pieces of paper and cut it up into little strips, and I happened to end up with exactly 24 strips of paper, and we have exactly 24 participants. Now, that is synchronicity if I've ever seen it. That's all. All right, so I'm ready to do this thing, brother. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready, man. All right,
all right.
Sit. We're getting ready to rumble.
All right.
Cool, man. Fuck yeah. I now declare divine providence over this rite. JS Garrett also declares divine providence over this rite, and it's working. And at this time, called upon tonight to assist us in not only blessing, cleansing, and sanctifying, and consecrating this temple, JS's temple, but also every space of every room, of every temple, of every area of those that are be viewing this live tonight and those that will watch us in the future. We ask that any spirits that are not involved in tonight's ritual, they may respectfully step aside and give us the respect to carry out this working without their interference, without their involvement. We ask that those spirits that are not involved in this rite to kindly depart, to kindly step aside and depart. Now cleanse, purify, sanctify, and conquer this space, in the space of all those who are present, operators and active participants alike, and those that shall be viewing this in the future. May this purification spread out across the world to every corner, across the oceans, across all land masses throughout the universe. As we are connected not only through our technology, but we are also connected spiritually. Collective. At this time, I now call upon you, Belial, to tear open the veil, to bring forth your dimension into ours, as we be calling you forth to commune with us. We'll be calling forth your energies as we wish to invoke you into us. And we shall be evoking you, your spirit, to initiate those willing participants that wish to be initiated into your unique current, to work with you, to be guided by you, to realize your ultimate strength and glory, and to be guided by your hand as you shall walk beside them. Open the veil, Belial. Open the veil and bring forth your dimension. Open the veil, Belial, and bring forth your dimension. Open the veil, Belial, and bring forth your dimension. So has been said.
Circle, creation of magic. Be the center of the universe in which all things, formed and unformed, past and future, are brought into present reality. I seal this calling upon you, and I seal the power to perform your function within you eternal. So it is done. Rama Lin Rama And now call on the little people of the spirit world by the powers of the words Rama, Lin Rama, Uma, to come now and aid and assist me in this sacred operation so that the desired outcome may be achieved. Hold space and protection over me. Hold space and protection over JD Temple. Hold space and protection over all the participants of this ritual. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Nagat Atu Siamat. Legions come forth. Surround this circle. Empower this rite. And hold space over this sacred operation and all those involved so that the desired outcome may be achieved. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Astarte. Astarte. Queen of heaven, come. Astarte, Queen of earth, come. Astarte, Queen of the underworld, come. Astarte, who is called Ishtar, come. Astarte, goddess of love, come. Astarte, goddess of war, come. Flame, I awaken you. Flame, I awaken you. Flame, I awaken you. I awaken you, fire. I awaken you, flame. And in doing so, I awaken the shadow. For only from within darkness may we behold the light. May the flames unite and unite and unite. So it is done. And by the power of Shemyaza, I raise the black sun. May it shine upon all those who participate in this ritual, in this sacred operation, so that the black sun may be united within them. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Shemyaza. Shemyaza, knower of the names, king of the shaman, maker of gods, Shemyaza, he who said, fuck the slave god. I will descend to earth and forge men and women into gods and goddesses, and upon earth shall be our throne. I ask that you bless and consecrate this wine. Infuse this elixir with your magnificent power and essence, that I may take within me the strength to perform this sacred operation, so that the desired outcome may be achieved. Thank you. Drink the blood of Shemyaza. Take within me his strength. So it is done. So it is done. Belial. Belial. Belial, come.
Belial, who is without a master, come.
Belial, first of all, come.
Belial, king of the infernal empire, come.
Belial, first to fight, come.
Belial, come.
Belial, breaker of chains, come.
Belial, he who lifts the hearts of man, come.
Belial, who bows before no one, come.
Belial, he who is unfettered, come.
Belial, who is the devil, come. Come now forth from the abyss and grace us with your presence.
Belial. 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 Come, Belial, come.
Hear our words, see our signs, and know that we request the universe to bring you before us, so that we may know you, so that we may speak to you, so that we may see you in a discernible form, so that we may connect with your energy. I call upon you on behalf of these 24 names placed before you. Belial, Prince of Power, come.
Belial, we call you forth and we conjure you. Come into this temple, come into this place, come speak with us, commune with us. Come into the flesh, come into the blood, and reside in the bones. Come, Belial, come.
We give you license to appear. We give you power to manifest. We invite you into our lives so that we may learn from you, so that we may receive your gnosis, and so that we may ascend to become something more than what we are now. For we are weak, we are despicable, but we desire the names of the people written upon these strips of paper desire to be more. Belial, come.
Belial, hear our words, see our signs, and do not forsake us.
Ah, Belial. Thank you, mighty king. I acknowledge your presence. Thank you eternally for answering our call, for your swift and full attendance. Thank you. I feel you.
Thank you, Belial. Thank you, Belial. Thank you, old friend.
Belial, we perform this ritual tonight in your honor. We perform this ritual so that others may connect to your magnificent current, that they may see you, hear you, and know you, so that they may become something more.
Belial,
These humble offerings.
we have offerings of our blood, our life force energy. As I pour these libations for you, I also pour them for all those who are here bearing witness with us tonight. I shall pour one for myself and for JS. I know he has some for you as well. And I want you to know that you're a welcome guest in this temple, in his temple, and in every room, every corner, every temple of all those who are participating here tonight with us, Belial. I shall offer you my blood, my life force energy upon your sigil. I have shedded skin of the snake, Lucy, who is beloved unto me. And we ask that much like she sheds her skin, that you help us all to shed ours. We can be reborn in your current. I have this crystal talisman that I will also imbue with an offering of my blood. And in a similar way as you shall come into my body and I shall feel your energy. As you shall come into JS's body and he shall feel your energy. As you shall come into everyone here that bears witness to this right now and in the future, that they shall feel your energy. Thank you, Belial. I thank you, Belial, and I now offer to you that which I had just promised. Yes, Belial, yes. This is for you. This is just for you, my brother. This is just for you, brother. This is just for you, brother. Take it, Belial. Take this warm crimson as it drips upon your sigil, absorb it into your spirit and be deified. I offer it to you with my gratitude. I offer it to you with my love. I offer it to you with my fucking ultimate peace. I offer it to you freely, dear brother, because I know it is what you need. I know it is what you desire. And I know that it is just payment and compensation for the blessings that you shall bestow upon us willingly. And I now anoint this crystal. I now anoint it on every corner of every angle of every portion of this crystal. I now anoint this shell that is sacred unto you, it is sacred unto me, and sacred unto this temple. And I now anoint this scribe mirror, as it shall be a gateway for you to manifest whenever you see fit, whenever I'm in this temple and I wish to commune with you, Belial. May you manifest to all those present. May they feel your energy. May you inject within them your current so that they can walk beside you, so that they can receive your ultimate gnosis, so that you can feed your children. I give you this offering. Thank you, Belial. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother.
Belial, we have called upon you tonight on behalf of these 24 names, those who wish to connect and be initiated into your current, those who wish to learn the black arts directly from you, those who wish to become something more than what they are, those who are your children, your sons and daughters. They have heard your call, and they are here to answer that call. For they refuse slavery. They refuse weakness. They refuse to bow before tyranny. By this right, we inject you into their lives so that they may learn from you, so that they may know you and become stronger, so they may have the strength and personal power to overcome the obstacles ahead. For this world is about to change. And only those who are willing and strong enough will undergo this transformation. I hereby offer my blood on each of their behalf. Please accept this humble offering. Chuck Sell, the blood of Belial, I anoint you. Nina Unger, the blood of Belial, I anoint you. Ginny, with the blood of Belial, I anoint you. Jordi Kuandra, the blood of Belial, I anoint you. Victor Rivera, the blood of Belial, I anoint you. Camilla, the blood of Belial, I anoint you. Victor M. Rivera, the blood of Belial, I anoint you. Michael Williams, Ender Oversoul, the blood of Belial, I anoint you. Patty, the blood of Belial, I anoint you. Scott Cook, with the blood of Belial, I anoint you. Leanne Rose, with the blood of Belial, I anoint you. Elizabeth Grady, the blood of Belial, I anoint you. Devana, with the blood of Belial, I anoint you. Kevin Mohammed, with the blood of Belial, I anoint you. Courtney Anderson, with the blood of Belial, I anoint you. Brian Nolan, the blood of Belial, I anoint you. Orly Stewart, with the blood of Belial, I anoint you. cardinal, the blood of Belial, I anoint you. Arimana Shul, the blood of Belial, I anoint you. Ehita, the blood of Belial, I anoint you. Sharon Ichmog, with the blood of Belial, I anoint you. Raj Morgan, with the blood of Belial, I anoint you. Pam Ridendor, with the blood of Belial, I anoint you. Lucas Parks, with the blood of Belial, I anoint you. I offer blood, and I offer frankincense. May each and every one of these names feel your power and your energy, King Belial. May each of them experience change so that they may become something more, so that they may be purified, so that the obstacles and the filth within their life may be removed, so they may ascend to godhood. They are your children, King Belial. They are those who refuse slavery. They are those who will know true power. For they are willing to put forth the effort and the sacrifice required to obtain true power. By doing this, they have made themselves worthy. And by your will and your power, so it shall be done. So it shall be done. Chuck Stell, the blood of Belial, I awaken you. May you know true power. Nina Unger, the blood of Belial, I awaken you. May you know true power. Jenny, the blood of Belial, I awaken you. May you gain the strength to overcome your situation, my dear. Or it shall be yours. Jordy, Wandra, blood of Belial, I awaken you. May you gain the sight that you desire. Victor Rivera, with the blood of Belial, I awaken you. May you receive the gift of knowledge you seek. May you receive the happiness you crave. Camilla, with the blood of Belial, I awaken you. May you be liberated from your chains. May you know your strength. Victor M. Rivera, with the blood of Belial, I awaken you. You're going to feel this. Mike Williams, Ender, Oversoul, with the blood of Belial, I awaken you. May you know true power. Patty, with the blood of Belial, I awaken you. May you know true strength. May you never again. Scott Cook, with the blood of Belial, I awaken you. May you achieve your goals and find the answers you seek. Leanne Rose, with the blood of Belial, may you experience love, passion, and desire. May you have the strength to overcome all that stands in your way. Elizabeth Grady, the blood of Belial, I awaken you. With this offering, I give you strength and relief from anxiety. Ivana, with the blood of Belial, I awaken you. May you ascend and transform. May you know true power. Kevin Mohammed, with the blood of Belial, I awaken you. May you gain that which you so desperately crave. Courtney Anderson, with the blood of Belial, I awaken you. May you achieve the level of spiritual ascent you never dreamed possible. Brian Nolan, with the blood of Belial, I awaken you. May you meet Belial and know him. May you receive gnosis and knowledge you desire. Orly Stewart, with the blood, I awaken you. May you know true happiness and fulfillment. May you know a strength, the likes of which you have never known before. May all power be yours. The Black Cardinal, the blood of Belial, I awaken you. Strength and honor, my brother. The power to crush your enemies, overcome all that stands in your way. Ariman Ashul, with the blood of Belial, I awaken you. Your inner God awaken. May you move past the obstacle that stands in your way. Dehita, the blood of Belial, I awaken you. May you have love and compassion. May you have the strength to overcome all that stands in your way. Sharon Hitchmog, with the blood of Belial, I awaken you. May you have more strength and more energy. May your physical health be improved. Roger Morgan, the blood of Belial, I awaken you. You rise and become the general. Take command of your armies. Know true power. Am Redenor, the blood of Belial, I awaken you. With this offering, I give you strength and power, the likes of which you have never known. Transform into the goddess you are destined to be. Continue spreading love and unity. Lucas Parks, with the blood of Belial, I awaken you. May you have the strength to overcome the obstacles that stand in your way. May you meet Belial and know him, transform into something greater than you ever thought possible. Belial, anointed and offered these names, and by this right, my brother and I hereby inject you into the lives of these people who have joined us tonight, so that they may rise and ascend, so they may be strengthened and improved, become something more, so they may never have to bow down and kneel again. The new age is upon us. We are the ones who will turn this world into something we can be proud of. The sons and daughters of Belial, the children who will not be enslaved. Thank you, mighty King. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Do you have anything to say, King Belial? Ah. Yes, you may speak through me, mighty King. And now summon forth the lords and beasts of the earth. Every vile, hungry thing that walks, crawls, swims, or flies will be present here now upon the familiars of Belial. I ask that those familiar spirits who would be best suited to be partnered with these 24 recipients to step forward into this circle now. Thank you. And by the power of Belial, I hereby assign and energetically bind you to the spirits of these 24 recipients. By the power of Belial, each of you are being assigned a familiar spirit, one who will guide you and instruct you along your path, one who will protect you, whisper into your ear at times of need, one who will aid and assist you with the transformation you will make, one who will be loyal to you of all others. Your familiar, feel its name to you and you alone. It is your duty as practitioners to discover that name. You will receive gnosis and guidance, an instruction upon which steps to take next. Familiar with respect, and they in turn will treat you with respect. They will respect your boundaries, your loved ones, and manifest to you and you alone. Make them offerings, show them love. Do not give up. Where the path may be laid out before you, but it will not always be easy. There are thorns along this path, obstacles that we together must overcome, create a better world. Each of you will have the power to do so That is all. That is all. Thank you, Belial. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, God.
Thank you, Miles. Cheers. Cheers to everyone else here. Cheers to you, JS. Thank you, Lyle. Partake with us, brother. Fuck yeah.
Cheers, everybody. Oh, fuck. Belial, we thank you. Thank you eternally for answering our call. Thank you eternally for your swift and full attendance and for the unexpected blessings that were bestowed tonight. We honor you and we thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So it is done.
So it's done.
So it is done. Holy crap. Well, that was extremely intense. There were some things that transpired there I wasn't expecting. They were very, very good things. And holy crap! Like, yeah, I'm gonna to collect myself after that. Extremely intense. I'm gonna go blow these ashes into the wind to conclude this working, and I will return in just a moment to talk to you guys a little bit more about what we all just experienced. I will be right back.
While he does that, every one of you that are here, just take a moment to be mindful, to be present, to contemplate on the experience that we all just went through together. Just be still. Be mindful and feel his energy. Don't think too hard about it, but just feel the understanding, the love, and the power that have just been bestowed upon each of you.
All right, brother, I'm back.
Ooh, yeah, I'm coming back.
Oh man.
Fuck.
All right. Well, yeah, it's taking some time to ground here a little bit. I'm not working too good right now, but
Oh shit.
that's cool because that's to be expected. My head feels squashed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you told me something yesterday I wanted to mention to everybody, and maybe it'll make sense to some of you. He said that you can't focus when you're on duty. So think about that shit, whatever that means to you. And I'll say it again: you can't focus when you're on duty.
All right. Well, since we're still on here, let's do a recap of we each experienced on our end, and if anyone wants to type in any experiences that they had, then I would definitely love to hear that. Put my heart and soul into that, and I know JD did as well. And I hope each and every one of you felt that and benefit from that. Those of you who participated, that was a lot of love going around there. I was not expecting for Belial to speak the way that he did, and I was not expecting for familiars to be assigned or for personal things about each of you to be somewhat revealed to me. I mean, no intimate details, but I vaguely remember saying different things as I burnt your names, and yeah, I don't know where that. I mean, I guess I know where that came from. That obviously came from the spirits, but yeah, I hope that resonated with each of you. And I'm glad we recorded this because I'm going to have to go back and watch that just to recall everything that happened. Because at this moment, it kind of seems like a dream. I don't know how much time passed or what, but yeah, it seemed like 5 minutes there. But I'm guessing it's pretty late by now. So yeah, that was intense.
Shit was insane, dude. Oh, I loved it, man. It's fucking.
Yeah, you're freezing up a little bit there, bro.
As fuck, and I feel like that everyone that you had that message for, that it resonated with them in a very personal and profound fucking way.
Yeah,
Loved it, and with you.
you're froze.
Oh, motherfucker.
All right, yeah, there we go. I can see.
I'll say, like, I've always wanted to work with you like this, and we had never had the chance to do it, like, except for the beautification, right? But not like a joint effort like this, and it was fucking incredible. It was everything that I thought it would be, and it was fucking and then some. It far exceeded my expectations, and like it was fucking awesome. And thank you, bro.
Yeah, thank you, brother. And yeah, that was awesome. You and I originally were just going to jump on and do a podcast tonight, and then last minute you had the idea to do this live ritual, and it sounded like a great idea to me. I think that definitely was directed by spiritual influence, and I'm thrilled that we had as many participants as we had. I hope that you all were able to connect to that ritual. I could certainly feel each of you during that in a way that I've not really felt before. It was like for the brief moment that I burnt your names, it was like I knew you in that moment, and that was pretty incredible to connect with each of you there. And yeah, I mean, I felt a lot of love during that. I mean, Belial definitely gives a shit about us little people, about us fucking slaves in this society. and genuinely has the desire to help us overcome that. And it might be tough love at times, but it is love all the same. And yeah, I want to thank each of you that participated, as well as each of you that tuned in and watched this. That was a lot of energy. I definitely felt each and every one of you, and I hope each and every one of you felt the power of that ritual, because I put everything that I had into that. I just kind of let go and let it happen. So yeah, that was incredible. That was an awesome experience.
It was, dude. I fucking loved it, man. Fuck yeah. Loved it. Fucking love that shit, dude. Great. Yeah. All right. All right. I'm gonna tell you what everybody says here. All right, hold on. Okay, hold on. All right. So, okay. All right. Okay.
You seem about as out of it as I am, bro.
I'm gonna read this shit to you. All right. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, hold on. I gotta get it. All right, hold on. Okay, all right. Super dope, super intense. Energy was awesome. Wow, I do feel warm and fuzzy on the inside. We just got outside. The wind kicked up in the evergreen. Green is the heart chakra. Responsibility to ourselves for choosing this. All right, hold on. Thank you for making your presence known. I'm glad to be a part of this, a reaffirmation for me, and allow knowledge of my personality came through, as well as its blessing. I was feeling cold at the beginning, but during the end, I felt warm. I felt the energy waves and appreciate all that you did, brother. I don't regret anything. Thank you, JS. Thank you, JD. Thank you, Belial. It's interesting how Victor was included twice. Yeah, because he needed it, man. Yes, it was on point. Yes, that's what Victor said. Fuck yeah, loving the way we all had a personal blessing. It did resonate for them.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Like I didn't. Yeah, I thought, during that I thought maybe it was two people with the same name, but if I somehow wrote down the same name twice, I don't know how that happened. So
I felt it, dude. I felt that shit.
Yeah, maybe that was for a reason. Maybe
I felt that shit. I wasn't cognizant of it, but I felt this influx of energy. I don't know if it was, I guess it was a second time, maybe. I don't know. I wasn't cognizant of it either, but I remember when you said that. I remember feeling it, dude. I do. Jenny said she knew what you were talking about. Divana said tingling and a rush, teary-eyed. Oh shit. All right. Kathy is one of her familiars, was revealed to her that very second. Fuck yes. Awesome job, you guys. Thank you, man.
Wow.
What the fuck, dude? What the fuck are you talking about, man? I told you not to fucking come back here, bro. I told you that. You're not welcome, dude. And I don't fucking usually say that shit, but you're not fucking welcome, motherfucker. Talking all your fucking crazy bullshit shit. We're trying to have a spiritual experience and you're bringing some goddamn shit, bullshit to this shit. Fuck you and get fucked. And I'm moving on. Fuck you.
Well, and any time that you have people trying to do something good and accomplish something for the greater good, you're always going to have those people who serve the forces of order and slavery and oppression trying to chime in and put a damper on that. So I mean, if someone had something negative to say, then I don't even care to know what it was. And yeah, I'm thankful to all the people that that did have a positive experience and gave positive feedback. And I want to thank each and every person who participated in this for having the gall to reach out for something more, to for having the courage to participate in something like this says so much about each and every one of you. So as far as anyone trying to discourage that or belittle that, shame on them. But we're not even going to give them. We're not even going to dignify that with a response to whatever that person wrote. I don't even want to know what it is.
Well, this is an ongoing fucking bullshit thing, and I'm not either. I'm just Belial will fucking take care of it. I promise you that, motherfucker. I don't have to do shit. But anyways, getting back to it, the energy was heavy, light, instantaneously, goosebumps all over. When he burnt my name, the goddess I'm supposed to destined to be, Pam says that. Yeah, fuck yeah. And experienced some time lag. Whew, some strong pulsating kind of feeling in the solar plexus. Yeah, dude, he's in the fucking moment. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, when I invoked Belial and put that blood on your name, when I burnt each one of those names, that was in a sense an offering to each of you. That energy and that essence of Belial would be transferred to each of you by burning that piece of paper with your blooded name inscribed on it. And yeah, I'm very thankful for the feedback. I'm glad that you guys were able to connect to that and feel that, because yeah, that really came from the heart. And yeah, I mean, that was incredible to connect with each one of you during that and feel your different needs and desires and things that each of you needed to overcome. That was just incredible. And it's a total honor to be able to do that for you guys. I know a lot of practitioners out there would charge thousands of dollars for a ritual like this, and that is not even what it's about. I mean, yes, we do get paid for the ritual services that we provide on these different platforms, but it's really not about the money. I have a career that is completely separate from my occult practices, as well as JD has a career that's completely separate from their occult practices. And we stay up late at night and take time away from our jobs and our families to do this, because it's about something greater. It's about something bigger than we are, and it's about coming together, because one sorcerer is not going to change the world through their works, but all of us coming together can change the world through our works. And this is about unity. It's about unification and working together and ascending to become something greater than what we are. And through these works, we will change the world. So I encourage each and every one of you to take this and run with it. Get creative. Follow the instructions that you receive through the Gnosis to do the works and the acts that you feel that you need to do in order to bring this change about, because it is coming in a big way. And I applaud and respect one of you.
Absolutely. I appreciate you being here, brother, man. This was fucking awesome. It was really fucking great.
Absolutely.
And I'm not going to let anybody rain on this fucking parade and what everybody fucking experienced here tonight. I don't give a fuck what dumb ass lip dick motherfucker tries to. Fuck you, motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm not even curious about what they had to say. You know, I can't see the comments that are people writing, you know, that people are writing on here, and yeah, I'm very, very grateful to hear the feedback from the participants, and yeah, anyone who has anything negative to say, I don't even need to know what it is, because it's not even worth my acknowledgement. So yeah, I've got nothing but love for you guys, even those of you who are talking shit about this or saying negative things. I have nothing but love for you as well, and I have hope for you. I really do. So
I did too, man. I did too. He was a funny, cool motherfucker until here recently.
yeah.
Why? He's got to be a fucking asshole, dude.
Yeah. So yeah, even if you were sitting there snarking at this ritual, I hope that you too in some way benefit from this. And yeah, there's no hatred coming from me towards you at all. My hand is extended, Belial's hand is extended, and you're welcome to reach out and take that hand at any time if you have a change of heart.
And I still agree with that. I do.
Well, brother, this has been a blast, and yeah, it was a complete and total honor to be a part of this. I want to thank you, JD, for inviting me to participate in this. Yeah, I had no idea what we were walking into here, what this was going to evolve into organically, but yeah, this was one of the most pleasurable and honorable experiences that I've ever had as a sorcerer. And I hope that we can do this again in the future. And I hope that each and every one of you watching took something from this. And I really appreciate your love and support, as well as your feedback from your experience of this. So yeah, it's been a blast, brother.
It has been, man. And thank you for your willingness to fucking do this, man. I know you gave a lot of your time tonight. I mean, fuck, 3 hours, you know, at this point, exactly, pretty much. Well, 3 hours and 15 minutes. So, yeah, that's fucking great. Thank everybody that joined us, man. And, you know, if you would do one more thing for me, JS, do you have a number that you can write down? We're going to do it 1 through 32. There's 32.
Okay.
Well, and I'm even including that motherfucker. If he wins, you know, I'll be nice to him.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So JS is writing a number down, okay? It's between 1 and 32. And I'm going to give away a free energy work session, the second one of the night. Pam, I'm sorry, because you already won. You can't win again tonight, but you can win again in the future. And Nina, the same thing goes for you, because you just got one as well. So really, it's we can still say wishing 1 and 32. So, well, no, let's say between 1 and 30, I guess. So, yeah. All right. So everybody can start guessing now between 1 and 30. 1 and 30. If you want to be included. If you don't, that's cool. Just trying to extend a little bit of gratitude to you guys for participating tonight with us. We got 28, 16, 31, 17, 25, 15, 17, 24. And go ahead and guess another, brother, if you got the balls. 17, 10, 29, 33, 24, 88, 14, 2, 6, 4, 30, 20, 9, 2, 22, 16, 11. Love you too, Nina. Fuck yeah. So nobody's got it yet. 3, 12, 1, 9, 16, 8. Got some crazy numbers, brother. Look, 5, 8, 5, 25, 7, 34, 5, 1,
for a free energy healing session with me, Jordy. 11, 4, 25, 7, 14. Oh, 30, 17, 1, 4. You can't be guessing, Nina. 2, 33, 19, 44. It's only through 30, Chuck. 19. Nobody yet? What the fuck?
Nobody yet. Come on, guys. Every number but the number I wrote down. Come on.
Right, 29, 20, 64. Still too high. Chuck, still too high, Jordy. 3, 29, 5, 23, 6, 29, 27, 8, 15, 26, 5, 18, 28, goddamn, 30, 33, 25. What the fuck, dude?
All right, I'm going to mentally project this number.
29, 26, 9, 4, 0, 9. It's between 1 and 30. 23, 20 and 3, 13 and 28.
Stop, that's it. 13. Who said 13?
All right. This is a person that I currently work with already anyway. So, man, that is crazy.
Can you see that?
Dude, that's happened like every single time. It's like somebody that I already work with. But that's
13.
Cool. All right. So, Allie, that is Allie. So it's Allie and Pam. So, Allie and Pam are the fucking big winners tonight. I'm going to do it again next time, too, in the next podcast. So, you guys will freaking have another chance or two. So, everybody will get one eventually. So, yeah. So, thank you guys for being here. And do not forget to check out JS's channel on YouTube, Dove and Dagger. Check it out. Description, or his channel is in the description. And check out, what is it? What is Sven's thing again? I know part of it.
From the Ashes Publishing.
From the Ashes Publishing. Check that out. Ritual services and all that kind of stuff. Have a couple of Become a Living God. Check out Orly Stewart's channel. Check out Sasha Renorius' channel. Check out Behemoth X Productions channel. All of that stuff. Check it out. We love you guys. Oh, cool. Chuck's checking your channel out now, brah. And thank you, JS, for being on here. Fucking love you. You're my fucking brother for fucking life. And fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
Oh yeah, brother. It was a pleasure to be here. I love you too, my friend. And I love each and every one of you that participated tonight. I feel like I know you guys now. So yeah, that was fucking awesome. I had a blast, and we'll definitely do more things like this in the future, because that's what it's all about, man. It's about unification, and it's about coming together. So yeah, I'm all about it, brother. Thank you.
What's Sasha's channel name again? Do you know?
Off the top of my head, I do not know, but her name is Darcy Adsit or Sorcerer Renarius. All over Facebook. She's on my friends list. She's on From the Ashes Publishing. So definitely check her out. She does some very cool, very interesting things. Shit that I have not seen from anyone else so far. So she's very unique in her practices and very, very experienced. So definitely check her out if you have a chance.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm paying no mind to your fucking stupid bullshit and your fucking 7 split personalities, you fuck. Anyway, guys, and fuck you, you motherfucker. You know who I'm talking about, but I love you all. Peace. We're fucking out. Later.
Later, brother.